kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome in, everybody, to Sim Racing Media. Tonight we have a special treat. The Gunr4SR are at Daytona, and they have asked us to broadcast the race here. They were in Michigan last week, where they were able to put on a heck of a show as well. 83 laps with 11 lead changes. Brad Lane was able to take home the victory after leading 33 of those said laps. Eric Scheer in second, and Jeff Gilmore back in third. Right now, as a point stand, Michael Leo Jr., Brad Lane, and Rupert Thompson are at the top of the peak as they get ready to roll here in Daytona. It is going to be the Basking Under the Lights 165 here. They got these guys rolling once again. Thank you for joining us here on Sim Racing Media. I'm Mike Damoni, and joining with me here probably in a little bit is going to be Rick Webb as soon as he gets that update done that Iracing throws at you. But with that being said, let's head down to the track. Looks like they're already underway for caution or qualifying here. Single lap here, and it looks like Michael Leo Jr. already put down fast time of a 50.02. We're going to see that definitely come up as they get working the draft together. This is Daytona, where drafting is everything. This is their 7th race of the season. They've got Darlington, Atlanta. They're pretty much following the Cup schedule here, so to close out the season as it started, looks like they started back in Nashville. They've had different winners throughout the summer. Nick Snyder, Jordan Wenzel won. Austin Green, Jonathan Eason, and Brandon Meyer are all previous winners. Who else is out on track? Looks like Jeff Gilmore's rolling through. 54-24. We do have a couple stage breaks here. First stage is going to be at lap 10. They're going to throw out a caution flag on that one. Second stage is lap 25. No caution. Top 3 drivers are going to get points, and whoever wins the stage are going to get that all-important playoff bonus here. They will have everybody have everybody get reset here after the top 8 drivers do qualify for the chase, and that is going to be after the Roval on October 15th, and then they will have their chase for it for Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville, and Phoenix. They just finished it, and jump on over to the race session here as we are going to be under the lights. So it is Daytona, so they are going to get stacked up here. They're going to have to find out who their dancing partner is going to be. See how many drivers get left in here. The 74 is going to be Mike Aleo Jr. from Greenwich, Connecticut, driving that number 74 Ford here. Brandon Meyer just to his outside and over New Hampshire in that 34 Ford. Aaron Thompson, safety culture 16 Chevy. Chad Rowe in row 2. Jonathan Eason in that number 4 machine. Hennessy 00 of Todd Rickick. Jake Greenfield's going to roll off in 7th. Rupert Thompson in P8. Row 5 is Kevin Hasse and Keegan Tabor. Nick Isigli and Jeff Gilmore. Row 6. Row 7, Brian Huntley and Eric Shearer. Paul Boxenberger Jr. and Kevin Roy. Like Joshua Overmeyer and Reggie Packard. And the 51 machine of Dana Parker. And it looks like Brandon Meyer is going to jump to the pits as he gets ready to roll off here. They get stacked up. 66 laps of fun and excitement are ahead here from Daytona. Like I said, that first caution is going to come pretty quick here on lap 10. So Brandon Meyer jumped to the pits, going to start from the pit, so he'll be on the tail end here. That's going to allow Chad Rohr out there on the high side. Coming through 3 and 4, Michael Leo is going to have the button, have the field under his control. Here they come out of turn 4. They are stacked up. Who's it going to be here at Daytona as they are racing in the Gunr4SR? Basking under the lights, 165. Side by side they go. You see the 34 rolling out of the pits. So he's not really going to lose a lap, but he is headed to the back here. Chad Rohr in that outside lane, hooked up with Todd Rickick. He has been making it work up there as he slides down to the bottom. That's going to allow that 00 Toyota to try and get the lead here. They're trying to stack back up. He's almost in a spot he doesn't want to be. That bottom line was able to take advantage there of that little checkup and 3 wide almost action on that outside row. Chad Rohr back to the lead. Michael Leo Jr. back in second with Aaron Thompson down on the bottom as well. 39 of Rupert Thompson is up on the high side. All these drivers trying to figure out where they want to be. They want those bonus points. Got 7 more laps around for that first stage break. That outside line's coming back to life here as the 39 of Rupert Thompson gives the 00 Toyota of Todd Rickick the push to the front. Row battle back on the bottom side. Michael Leo Jr. is all over that rear bumper. Hennessy machine, though, gets a little bit better push. Jump on board here with Rupert Thompson, shoving the Hennessy Cigar Company Toyota up to the front. And back on the bottom they go. Ooh, almost in the middle as they were trying to get a little air there, and it looks like Jonathan Eason got a bad bump and went to the bottom. The aid of Paul Bogsenberger Jr. went from the high side to the bottom side and slid just barely in front of the 51 machine. Of Dana Parker. Chad Rohr still leading the bottom side. Tight little group of cars. Nobody's really lost too much of the draft. We got Eason and it looks like Shearer back here working together. About 2.5 seconds off the lead pack. The 29 machine running by himself after probably getting a little hiccup there. 34 started from pit lane. He's down a lap trying to just hang around. Not too worried about going down a lap because he knows that he's just going to wind up at the tail end of the field when they come to stage one, and he gets that caution. He'll get the lucky dog. That top line just disintegrated pretty quickly here. Couple drivers trying to look for some more there. Like Aaron Thompson. Oh, two of the same cars. Down the backstretch they go. Rowe, Aleo Jr., and Thompson. Looks like Rupert Thompson went from the high side to the bottom side, trying to get that 39 Ford to move through. Highline slowly starting to form up as the 51 gets into that outside wall. Looks like a bump gone bad there. Rowe, Aleo Jr., Thompson, Siegel. Seekley. Jeff Gilmore. Lap 9. Whoa, the 23 with a sharp left-hand turn is going to go bouncing all over the place. They stay green as everybody looks like they stayed going the right direction here. Complete lap 9, working on lap 10 now. Final lap of the stage. Michael Aleo Jr. was able to take the lead. Aaron Thompson, Chad Rowe. So stage 1 is in the books. Michael Aleo Jr. gets the stage win and the playoff points. Aaron Thompson, Chad Rowe, all there as well. See. Take a look here. What happened? Take a look here, see what happened. Oh, gets a little bump there from Rupert. Everybody stays going the right direction, so that's why we stayed green. A little bit of a bad bump there, and that is what caused that action to happen there in front of him. Everybody should. Might as well roll down pit lane, fill it full of fuel. They do have one faster pair, 4 sets of tires in the pits, and 70% of a fuel load. Looks like almost everybody's just going to take a fuel-only pit stop. Keegan Tabor, 7.62 seconds in the box. Aaron Thompson. Keegan Tabor did not stop. That time he stopped a lap earlier. He stopped on lap 9. So he went in right before pit lane closed. All right, everybody. We are getting set back up here. Join me in the booth now after he got all set up is Rick. Rick, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going all right. Gotta love some of those technical difficulties.
Yeah, you know how that works. They have to throw them in there every now and then. But you are up and running, and we are through one stage here.
Yep, I was watching along with you guys a little bit. A lot of dicey moves happening out there a little bit. These cars are a little unforgiving when you make a sudden move and when you fall back. They don't like to get back in the draft all that well.
Yeah, you saw a couple little bounces here and there, and then once they kind of lost the draft, it was hard for them to catch back up as Michael Leo Jr. was able to drive away from the 2 cars behind him there to get that stage victory. Looks like we have some more guys electing to come in a little bit later here as they're making their second stop.
With as short as these stages are, I wouldn't think that going in just to top off the fuel is really a thing. They might be just trying to shuffle to the back of the pack for now.
Yeah, the second stage is lap 25, but there is not a caution for that one, so that's a little different from the other leagues that we've called. Be interesting to see how that would change the way the race shapes up here.
With them not having another caution for the next stage, I look forward to people trying to possibly get in line and just kind of ride around for a little bit. It's kind of to the benefit of that. At times, maybe the guys in the back are going to try to work their way up, make a second groove happen, second or third lane happen.
Yeah, it looked like they were pretty well content running side by side for quite a while, and then all of a sudden they turned it up a little bit and started making some dicey moves inside to outside, outside to inside. Not leaving a whole lot to be desired here as we have the 2 of the same cars.
There's a couple paint schemes out there that look very, very similar to each other.
Maybe Aaron Thompson and Brian Huntley Jr. race for the same team, so they are stacked up together. So we'll see what they can do here as they get ready to head down to the start-finish line to get this race back under green flag conditions. Aaron Thompson with the button on the bottom, and he is down and away. He got a pretty good jump there, and it looks like his teammate's going to try and stay with him. Outside lane's a little less organized.
Say that outside lane's going to definitely have to try to tuck in as soon as they can because they're not that organized at the moment. They're going to start getting left behind pretty quickly.
We got Michael Leo Jr. trying to side draft and get that top lane to come back towards the front, and it looks like he was able to kind of hang on here. He's still side by side with, looks like, the 3rd place car on the bottom. Might lose a little bit of ground here as he goes back just a bit.
He got the 00 break, popped up there, or reach it, sorry. Popped up there to help get in that upper lane to help him. Looks like they're getting a couple more cars in there.
Yeah, I've always thought these cars are a little bit of more of a handful driving around trying to draft here. As you can see, a lot of the drivers kind of looks like they're sawing on the wheel when they're going sliding up and down the track. There's a bad bump there too. Aaron Thompson, as he goes into the outside wall, and we are under caution for the first paused caution of the night.
These cars definitely don't like being bumped the wrong way. You bump them one, either too far on the left or too far on the right, they're gonna be loose and probably going sideways right away.
Yeah, you can see here. That's just a little bit of a bad bump, not very square coming off of corner exit. Gonna turn him down the track. He tries to keep it under control, and he winds up sliding back up the track. Hits the 17. Looks like the 77 slowed down enough. No real problem there. It looks like he's able to get by. Basically 2 cars involved there. $50 laps to go. Still rolling around under caution here. Todd Wickich and Michael Leo Jr. Lights are still on the pace car, so we got a couple laps here. Brian Huntley. Ted takes the high side. Lights are out on the pace car. We were getting stacked back up here. these guys are going to start racing fairly dicey here, as they have about 6 laps until that second stage point. I'd say caution, but they don't have a caution attached. But lap 25 is going to be when that second stage is done. So whoever's leading will get that playoff point, and then second and third also get some regular points. So we'll see how that works up to where they wind up for that chase.
With those playoff points being valuable in most situations, I'd look to see them being a little bit racy at probably the last 2 laps of the stage.
Chaotic Creek, it's because it was in hosted, so a lot of people jumped on, and they get booted before they can race. Pace car is in. 00 on the high side with the button, and he waited quite a while there. He gets out in front, but the bottom side is hooked up, and that's Aleo Jr., and he's going to be leading this line. Looks like Brian Huntley's right there with him. This little bump from the 8. Boxenberger.
You got Nick in the 18 leading the outside lane. The 00 Ted popping back out there.
Yeah, he saw that run, and he jumped up and blocked too late, and that's going to cause catastrophe to break out here for Jeff Gilmore.
A hard shot to the front end of that 23 car.
Yeah, you can see here that outside lane gets a run. And Ted Rickich jumps up in front, and then 45 has nothing he can do. He's just trying to hold it together. And just winds up getting collected there. The 23, 21, the 03. 51, wrong place, wrong time. And then looks like the 34. That's going to be, I believe, Brandon Meyer. So second caution there.
Definitely looked like the 23 just kind of was the sandwich stuck in the meat in the sandwich there. Really just probably trying to lay off the guy in the front. Someone else is behind him pushing him a little hard, and kind of triggered all that there.
Yeah, the block wasn't entirely late. It was a little late, because that run, he stopped that run pretty quickly. And the 45 machine didn't really have anywhere to go. He couldn't cut to the middle, as Aleo Jr. was kind of trying to get up to the high line as well. So we'll see how this stacks up here, as we are about a third of the way through the race right now.
Looks like our biggest mover with all the wrecks that we've had so far has been Paul Boggensberger Jr. Just trying to survive the wrecks usually helps you get up there pretty far, pretty quickly.
Yeah, you avoid catastrophe, and you tend to find yourself in the front row here as he's worked his way up through the field pretty quickly. Brian Huntley Jr. also up 9 spots, so moving pretty well there.
super speedway racing can be a lot of fun, but it also can be trying at times. You gotta have some patience and know when to make the moves and when not to make them, when to be aggressive, when not to be. These cars can be a handful in the same process, so some of the moves you may make in a earlier generation may not work so well in these.
Yeah, definitely have to pay attention to what you're doing. And it looked like these guys have kind of been moving up and down lanes quite a bit more frequently than I would have thought we would have saw here working, only lap 21 here. Figured they'd try and chill out a little bit, ride around, get 10, 15 more laps under their belt before they decide when they want to make that pit stop and get ready to figure out when that money stop is going to be in strategy towards the end of the race.
It's definitely what I figured they would do. I figured get in 2 lines, kind of run around, click off some laps, get closer to the next stage, and maybe see if you can work your way around. Unfortunately, getting around some of the, if you're all the way in the back, if you're not towards the front, you're probably safer just kind of hanging out back there during the, getting closer to the stage times.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to be there at the end.
Yeah, we'll see how these guys race. They do have, looks like just a couple laps before that stage break. And it looks like they're still going to have to make at least one more pit stop.
Guarantee a couple people have definitely already burned their fast repair. There's a couple still in the pits that look like they're getting there, just spending the time just to repair.
Yeah, that's the thing about super speedway racing in general. When do you decide that you want to take that fast repair? I mean, if you can work your way through with minimal damage, you're going to want to save it for like the last possible instant you can. But otherwise, some of these guys, their race is basically over right now. Pace car is in. And Ted Rickich out in force here, but the outside lane is still much better hooked up. This is a 00 slides up in front of Michael Ao Jr. Brian Huntley following him through.
Definitely already got some shuffling mid-pack, trying to figure out where to go, trying to figure out what line's going to work. Looks like right now they only got 3 in the outside line. You got about 4 or 5 joined.
So it looked like they were thinking about single filing out, and the 4 of Jonathan Eason decided not to. You
got a couple of people that were behind the 03 decided to hop back down. They're going to be trying to say, looks like single file. Yeah, nope. Another one jumping out to the outside. It looks like that was...
Eric Shearer.
Yep.
As he's up 10 spots now.
That outside lane can just get a little organized and stop playing the jumping in and out of line. They might be able to make a run to the front.
Yeah, it looks like everybody was kind of just jumping in and out of line. But outside lane really wasn't gaining any momentum, and it looks like Shearer's going to lose a little bit of ground here as he slides back. And that 8 of Paul Bargenberger's Jr. gets behind him and is going to try and start pushing him towards the front. Michael Ao Jr. slides up to the high side after getting the push. He's going to get in front of Shearer, and they're going to try and make that outside line work here.
Mike looks like he's had a little bit of damage on that left front, so that might hinder them a little bit with him being the lead car.
Yeah, he jumped out to try and get more stage points. That was the end of the stage. or whatever that was when they crossed the line. Probably the 00 still got the stage win. He's going to slide up and block the run here of the 4 of Jonathan Eason. Looks like Brian Huntley Jr. lost a lot of speed for some reason after he got out from behind and wound up leading that bottom lane, and he is like a parachute's been pulled out as he is just falling back faster than everybody else around him.
Now the 00 popped out there to try to block that run. Now he's kind of left out to dry and has to try to find a either find a dance partner to hop back in with, or go back out in line with a couple others once that line builds back up.
He's behind Eric Shearer, trying to push him. Got a little loose there. Eason and then Leo Jr. They're slowly starting to pull away, and just as I say that, here comes Eric Shearer. Strong right-hand turn to the outside, and he's going to try and lead this thing here.
Looks like the 22 and the 00 are definitely going to get back out to the front. Now, if they're going to go down with the 97 or not. Looks like the 00 is staying on the outside with the 97, trying to stay momentum to get that point spot back.
It looks like Shearer and Eason are hooked up once again. You kind of see that bottom line almost have that accordion effect as they're sawing on the wheel, sticking the nose out just a little bit. Some go in, some go out. Looks like Leo Jr. kind of got left high and dry on that outside line.
It is definitely a challenge as a driver to figure out. You need to go block that line, or are you going to have anyone kind of pop out there with you? You're just going to have to stick with the inside and hope nothing comes around the outside. Looks like he's picked up a friend, the 8 of Paul Bogginsenberger Jr. And you've got the 97 popping out there on the outside with him.
Brian Huntley Jr. went to the high side. Rickett goes down to the middle, going to leave Brian Huntley Jr. up on the high side as he is 3 wide back there, about 5 cars deep. Still hanging tough there on that outside, still 3 wide.
He's not careful. He definitely needs to just get tucked in with the with that back half. Otherwise, they're going to start falling behind the big main pack of the other race.
It looks like everybody abandoned the high line almost and went back down to the bottom once again. They're leading the bottom side. Richick on the high side.
If they could just get 1 or 2 more cars on the outside, they'd have a relatively decently organized line. Right now they're staying about even, Richick and Shear. But Ted got a nice shove out to the front. He's not going to hop down. He's going to stay out there with the 8 of Paul.
The biggest mover of the race is that 8 machine at 13 spots right now.
Question is, do you leave your dance partner that helped you get up to the front, to get to the bottom, or do you stay up there with them?
I think he's going to stay until he senses that run. They are coming up on some lap traffic, so like everybody went down to the bottom. The outside line was able to clear the bottom line completely.
Just like that, the 97's already back up there in the top 5 with him. Trying to make another outside lane. There's a couple drivers, the 22 of Eric Shear and the 4 of Jonathan Essence hopped up there with him.
See just how close that 22 Ford is. I'm pushing, and as we do that, the 8 slides up. He gets sideways right in front. See what happened here. Oh.
Definitely a bit of a late block.
Yeah, that one was way later than the previous one, so.
Looked a little undecided at first, and then he finally shot up there, and it was too late at that point. You gotta be, if you're gonna do it, you gotta be committed.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part, especially on super speedway racing. When do you make that that move? And where he was trying to block was almost the wrong spot anyway. If he would have been committed to it, he probably would have slid up the track a little further than he wanted to and scraped that outside wall anyway.
Looks like everybody might be. Yeah. Looks like everybody's gonna go down, go top off with fuel and tires.
I'd imagine everybody probably should be able to make it from here. $30 laps. Machine getting his lap back.
Looks like that'll put him on the lead lap, so that'll help him back out.
Evan Hussey in the 03 machine, been a whole 7 seconds on pit lane.
You really don't need tires at a super speedway. Maybe change their right sides, but you can get away with not changing the tires every stop you go in.
Yeah, I know you don't want to do that every stop. I mean, and especially here with this shorter field, track position is probably a little bit more important than tires anyway. To get up towards the front and see where you land here. Everybody in front of the 03 is going to be taking the wave around once those lights go out. Should be this time by.
Kevin Hussey looks like he's got a little bit of right front damage that might hurt him once when they start getting those lines organized. Hopefully not too bad though.
see how much better that outside line is going to hook together here. We see the 00 get plenty of quick jumps off the line. He just doesn't have anybody that's been able to stay with him on those restarts. He will restart on the top, but he does not control the restart bottom lane.
I feel like he's gotten a pretty good jump out. It hasn't hurt him too bad. It's usually the moves to go out and block a line is what kind of hurt him a little bit the last couple of times. We'll see if the 74 can, Mike Alio Jr. can get up on the 03 of Kevin and see if they can push each other a little bit ahead of the outside lane.
Should be stacking up a little bit closer here as they get rolling towards the start-finish line. Pace car is in that Geico restart zone, and he is down and away. Leo Jr. is all over his rear bumper. 22 right there as well. That's probably the most organized I've seen that bottom side right on the restart here.
Yes, they are definitely a little bit more organized. A little bit, get a little squirrely here and there, but that outside lane with head, they're pulling ahead already. One on the inside falling out of line here. Probably bumped gone a little wrong.
Yeah, Rupert Thompson there.
I'm not sure if the 03's damage hurt him a little bit there, or if they just got a little bit better pushing going on the outside.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like they had some momentum, and then all of a sudden they were gone. Single filed out here on lap 37.
Looks like everybody's going to be happy and content being single file for a little bit, click off some laps.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you know if everybody should be able to make it to the end of the race here on this fuel run. So just stay in line, log some laps. Don't worry about any big moves or anything. Just kind of gotta hang on, hold tight, wait until you get to that 10 to go or thereabouts, and then decide what you're going to do.
Do they have another stage break by any chance? Or is this the run to the end?
This is a run to the end. Let's see if we'll have another different winner. So far in the 6 races, they've had a different winner each time.
Two guys all the way in the back there, definitely gonna be in a bit of trouble. They're way off the pit. I'm not sure. They're probably lap down cars, but nothing worse than watching the lead pack just pull away from you.
I just wonder how close they're going to be on fuel.
That I am as well, with them being at 70%. It'll be a little bit of a challenge coming around what they would drop the green flag around what, lap 35, 36.
Yeah. Unless we have a rash of cautions, but even if we have cautions, they're going to probably come down to get fuel anyway, at least to be safe. Some 2 wide back behind here with Bro and Huntley Jr.
seems to be perfectly content staying in line. Now they're popping back down as well.
It doesn't look like they really gained any places or lost anything. It's just like they moved up to kind of run around, see what happened, and then didn't have anything, so jumped back down the line as they pulled back out once again.
Could be testing and logging some information about will this move work later in the race, or if you're gonna have anyone else that wants to pop out there with you.
Yeah, because it's really not going to hurt anything other than whoever's leading's probably fuel mileage is going to go down here as Eric Sure is clear on the high side. Didn't really lose any spots, though. He's still neck and neck with the 03 of Kevin Haase.
Main pack's breaking up into about 2 different packs right now. The back half maybe just trying to save themselves a bit to avoid any possible things that might happen up front.
I can take a look at that. Reggie Packard, Kevin Roy, Jeff Gilmore, and Rupert Thomas are all in that backpack.
Definitely think the Raft Cockins have gotten everybody a little calmed down a bit too. No one's really knows the tail. They're all just happy kind of riding in the bubbles.
Yeah, you see kind of how that works. Everybody's kind of a little on edge. Then a couple cautions come out, and everybody seems to settle down pretty quickly. They don't want to ruin their race. They definitely don't want to ruin someone else's race either. So they tend to calm down just a little bit. Kind of the nature of these races here.
Especially, it's nice having a fast repair at your disposal if you haven't been involved in something you weren't. You were the unfortunate participant of.
Yeah, that's always the hardest part for me is when do you try and use that fast repair? And I know if you get in a wreck early and have to use it, you have to, but try and pit farm as much of that repair time as you can before you wind up having to use that fast repair to get you a brand new ride to finish the race.
Yeah, it's always a challenge for me too. Most of the time, I try, if it's just a little bit of damage here and there, I'll be content just riding in the middle of the pack. Looks like a couple cars are jumping out to the outside to try and go around, but the 97 staying out there. 21's gonna try and make his way up.
Oh, 21 slid down in front. Just wasn't quite clear when he decided to pull down, and going to cause him to lose some momentum here. 00 goes to the middle, slides down in front. Almost just slid down right in front of the 21 to see how he likes it there.
I think everyone's patience is wearing thin already of riding around in line.
They haven't even done 10 laps yet.
Sometimes it's boring sitting there riding in line together. Especially if you have someone that knows how to lead the pack just enough that you're kind of playing bumper cars with the back half of the field because the checkups, the accordion effect happening all the time.
Yeah, that is kind of the hard part, the balance between how much throttle you need to put in to just maintain your spot versus, a little too much and you're running him over and not enough and you wind up losing that drive. So trying to find that happy balance there.
The 22 of Eric Shears hopping down along with the 03 in front of Ted. 22 is going to be your new leader.
It looks like everybody likes that bottom line now. They're trying to just kind of hang out there, get track position, and see what's going to happen for these final 19 laps or so.
You know, their expected fuel, the amount of fuel they'll have left. I don't know if I'd really want to be up front yet. Burning extra fuel that you don't need to burn yet.
Yeah, I think if you're up front, or if you made it up front like Eric did, you're probably going to want to try and save as much fuel as you can. So stay back in line, not worry about where you're at. Just watch that fuel gauge. I mean, it's either that or you know everybody's going to be short, so it's not going to matter. Everybody's going to have to come down anyway. So take the track position you can now, and then you can decide when everybody comes to pit road, basically.
Looks like 97 and Brian Huntley Jr. and Keegan Tadmore both are doing a decent job by themselves, hanging out up there in the high line, doing a little bit of side drafting in the corners and giving each other space on the straightaways. I don't think they'll have quite enough to be able to get in front of the 22, but they're doing a pretty good job hanging up there.
Side-by-side racing at its best here. The 00 looked like he was going to make it 3 wide there on the high side. Thought better of it and ducked in behind the 21.
Ted hopping in line, outside line with them. They help them get a little bit further out and get around the low line, which seems to be struggling in just a little bit of being organized.
Looks like we kind of go through spurts where they're really well organized, then all of a sudden, like, nobody can run together. It looks like Eric Shearer gets pushed down below that yellow line after getting a little bit loose. Michael Ao Jr. coming with the run. And all the field is back together after being separated by almost 3 seconds.
You got the 97 of Brian Huntley Jr. leading the breakaway of about 4 cars there. We're getting away from that main pack, partially because they're not staying organized. 00 pushing the 97 a bit. That mid-pack wants to get back up there. They're going to have to get nose to tail pretty quickly and start pushing.
It looks like the 03 might have damage as he pulled out. Gonna let Eric Shearer take the bottom and take the front here of this pack. Michael Ao Jr. pushing him as well as Brandon Meyer. The guys with the top seats in the points are about 2 seconds off the leader right now.
I wonder if this is a bit of a strategy move where they're trying to stay out of trouble or stay out of the potential trouble that's coming up, or they may be trying to go plan for pitting a little bit.
21 and 4 are battling for the same track position here. If they don't get organized, they're going to lose the top 2. The top 2 are just going to run away.
The move of saving grace though is that they'll at least fall back to the main pack, and I don't know how much longer. Yeah, it looks like they're getting ready to come into pit.
It looks like everybody is coming into pit. '21 basically left high and dry by himself. The 77 of Kevin Roy And Jeff Gilmore running on by. Rupert Thompson also by. Keegan Tabor going to fall in line back in 4th position here.
Hopefully he's got enough of the draft picked up to be able to stay with him. Looks like they are. Looks like he's slowly picking back up with them.
He needs to slide down and try and stay in line, get sucked back up to that rear bumper.
And then there were 2, Kevin and Jeff. Kevin Roy and Jeff Gilmore stayed out.
They last pitted on lap 34.
Maybe hoping for a caution in the coupling of all the cars coming in and out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out as they get ready to get inside that 10 to go. We're a couple laps away from that. Doesn't look like anybody pitted a little bit earlier than anybody else. Everybody pitted on lap 52 to 53 as far as the lead lap cars.
With everyone pitting that early, I doubt these guys are going to have enough fuel to be able to make it all the way around to lap 66.
Yeah, not unless they are not running all out. But even that, I don't know if that would be enough to save a couple laps. You would imagine that they either just split what they had, or they were trying to at least leave themselves a few laps to get caught back up and back up to speed before the end of the race.
Currently, they are about 25 seconds out ahead of the rest of the pack. You don't even see him coming around the corner, coming around the triangle yet. Them getting that far apart, though, is definitely not going to help them either.
No, they've got. Well, it's evaporating pretty quickly. They'll have about a 23-second gap right now.
Only about 23 seconds back to Ted and Brian Huntley Jr. They've got the 51 of Donna Parker hanging with them as well. It's a lap down. I think they're a lap down.
Pack should be able to just go around here. We'll see if Rupert Thompson is going to be able to grab the tail end of this line here. It looks like he probably will be able to hang on. But right now, Kevin Roy has lost the 23 of Jeff Gilmore. So that lead is going to go up in smoke. And it is not going to help them at all, as they are losing seconds a lap.
Looks like we've got little mini packs of about 3 or 4 groups. Looks like we got Ted and Brian together. Then we've got Brandon, Mike, Eric, and Jonathan all together hanging out. Then just after that, you've got. Looks like Chad, Kevin, Reggie, Rupert, and Keegan. Keegan looks like a little bit further back than that.
Keegan back here with Aaron Thompson. Kevin Roy down pit lane. Jeff Gilmore staying out. Last lap time there for Jeff Gilmore was 53.52. The guys chasing him, their last lap time, 47.45. So almost 5 seconds a lap.
It's amazing what the draft can do. Seeing it by yourself versus 2 to 4 cars being with you. Looks like Jeff's running about 170-ish miles an hour compared to the pack at about almost 190.
He's about, well, I was going to say 3 seconds, but now it's down to 2. In front, he is out on the track, but they're going to blow by him like he's standing still in a moment here. Gonna stay high. Seven laps to go here of the Gunr4SR Basking Under the Lights 165 from Daytona. And the 00 goes back to the lead.
That group that was led by Brandon Meyer, who was went flying by him. It doesn't look like that group has organized now, with Ted and Brian popping out and around him. Getting a little bit dicey. 34, staying with you double with Ted, but dumping him. You're dumping him going under him. Got the 97. Got the 97 of Brian Huntley Jr. coming back up to help the 00 of Ted Wright Creek.
He slides off and goes down to the bottom. Going to leave Brian Huntley Jr. all by himself. Pushes Brandon Meyer out of line. I'll get back in line here.
Look at that. You got Jeff Gilmore staying out longer than the rest of the pack, and now he's back in there with the top 5, top 10 part of the pack. Actually, no, he's was he the lap down car?
Huh?
Jeff Gilmore.
Yeah, he was the leader that stayed out for everybody, and then came in on lap 58. Or longer. Oh no.
No, he hasn't pitted yet.
He hasn't pitted yet?
This is interesting.
He's going to be out of the field. Oh, and we're under caution.
Definitely not what the leaders wanted. They wanted to probably just sail away and keep battling the small group they had. There's a bumper bouncing around in the end there.
Let's see kind of what happened when. Oh, there we go. Well, 21 bumping the 77 and then just turns it. bumping in the bump drafting in the corners is not okay. That is what happens every time.
Especially with these cars, they don't like being touched in the corners at all. I think this caution kind of saved Jeff. Doesn't look like we have any takers going to pit road except for Jeff and there looks like the 34. Yeah, the 34 Brandon Mayer.
So Jeff definitely needed to come to the pit lane. Well, they'll restack them and we will head to overtime here.
There's definitely all bets are off now. No, you have no friends. It's get as much as you can.
Stack them back up and we will get hopefully just a few more flags here. So lights should go out on the pace car this time by. Getting ready to stack them up. They'll get stacked up and we will get ready to roll here. They'll come by and they will take the green flag. Hopefully make it around for the white flag, and if they take the white flag, the next flag will end the race. If a caution comes out before that, they will restack them and go again.
A quick rundown here. We've got Ted Rekick in the 00 in first place. You got Mike Alio Jr. in second place on the outside. You got Jonathan Essence in third place. Brian Huntley Jr. in fourth. Eric Shear in fifth place. And you got Chad Rowe in sixth. Kevin Hassey in seventh. Rupert Thomas in eighth. Keegan Tabor in ninth. And Reggie Packard in 10th.
So it is still anybody's race. You know how these super speedway races can go here.
It can either be very calm or it can be very chaotic at the last, coming to the last lap, last flag. Yeah. I highly doubt it's going to be calm coming to the line.
Be interesting to see who can lead this thing here, as you have two of the better pushers that are in the second row. Jonathan Eason and Brian Huntley Jr. both have been strong on the back end here as they get ready to go. Pace car is in. Rikic with the button as he is launched away.
Got that inside lane pulling out to be about a leader, pulling out about a 3-car lead ahead of the outside lane. Got the 74 Mikey Alio Jr. trying to pull the outside line back around. Looks like they're about even coming around the back straight.
Even, and it looks like the 70, I don't know if the 39, Rupert Thomas split in the middle there.
Looks like we got some guys trying to make a third lane happen to try to get around. We got one going to the inside there, inside wall. We got another one wrecking right in front of the front stretch.
And it looks like we did take the white flag just before that, so we are going to be racing back here for the finish, and it's going to be between Michael Ao Jr. and Brian Huntley Jr. Unless these guys can somehow catch them.
These guys are definitely pretty far out. I'm not sure if the back half of the pack's going to be able to catch up to them.
Very true. Pushing as hard as he can, trying to get that 39 rolling. Here they come down towards the start-finish line. Brian Huntley Jr. is going to win at Daytona. Michael Ao Jr. second. Rupert Thompson gets up for third.
Definitely been a little bit chaotic coming to the line there, coming to the white flag. Kind of would have expected them to be a little bit more crazy towards the coming around for the checkered.
Let's see if we can come here. Three wide. Oh, comes down in front of the 03, going to send him down. And then just get loose in front of the field. They were just able to just get the white flag there.
451 had nowhere to go. He came down right in front of him.
And let's see here what happened with the restart here. Oh no.
Definitely looked like the inside lane was a little bit better organized at the start there for the push to go.
Well, let's see here. Race winner is running it down here. Looks like let's see who we can get here. Mike up here in the booth. Hey, Mike. Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
Yeah, doing great. How you doing, Mike?
Well, not too bad. Well, a little chaotic finish there at the end, but you were able to bring home a P2. How was it racing out there tonight?
Well, pretty decent at the super speedway track. So just made sure that, we're racing for points. I'm in the top of the points for Gunners, and just wanted to make sure that I had good finishes in stage 1 and stage 2. When it came to the end there, we were all sort of short on fuel until we made that one pit stop. So then it was just getting our way back up front, worked my way to the front, and had a good push there by Brian. But when we were so far ahead of the third place car, he's in the catbird seat, and if he wants to catch my draft and go to the outside, I either try and block him and put him in the wall, or I just try and side draft him. So I raced clean, pleased to get a second place finish. Want to thank Eric for everything that Eric does here in the Gunners group. Know how hard it is to run a league, and he's done an excellent job and run with him for the last 5 years. So I want to thank Eric, and thank you guys for the broadcast tonight.
Definitely, man. It was fun to have you guys back on the air once again. Congrats on your second place finish. And looking through the Discord, I don't see Brian.
Yeah, I don't know. No, Brian won't be in Discord. Brian's not a league member.
Okay.
So he won't be in Discord. Yeah, unfortunately. Rupert will, but I don't know if he's in Discord either. But yeah, we had good race here. We sat on the pole tonight.
Yeah.
Always get a good qualifying time here, and my teammate Brandon Meyer, I just beat him out by a couple thousandths of a second. He had an excellent qualifying lap, so good to see that he's doing well tonight. But it was a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun in the draft here at the super speedways when you got good drivers around you. And my philosophy is get up front, start up front, run up front. If I'm going to get wrecked, I'd rather get wrecked from the front than from being in the back. So just put the car up there, try and keep it clean. If the guys get a run on you, let them go, because you're going to get a run on them.
Yeah, definitely the way it seemed to work out here. Like I said, once again, congrats on your second place finish. Maybe next week you can get one place better here and bring home a win.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate the broadcast tonight. And I think Jeff was the one that put out the broadcast tonight, wasn't Jeff Gilmore? So thank you, Jeff, for what you did tonight.
Yep. Thank you, guys, and talk to you later. All right. Well, I don't see anybody else in the Discord as far as that goes. Go ahead and bring up the race results. Brian Huntley Jr., Michael Ayo Jr., Rupert Thompson, the top 3, Chad Rowe, Eric Shearer, round out that top 5, Jonathan Eason, Reggie Packard, Kevin Roy, Brandon Meyer, Kevin Hasse, Cedric Schick. Probably going to get put up a couple spots after further review of the race, but unofficially P11 right there. Keegan Tabor, Aaron Thompson, Jeff Gilmore, Dana Parker, Jake Greenfield, and looks like Paul Bogenberger. Final driver, Nick DeSeagle, are the drivers that took part tonight. Oh. With that being said, anything you want to say to close it out here? Oh. Looks like he just jumped in here. So let's see here. Want to talk to Brian?
You got it.
All right. Hey, Brian, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
How's it going? Sorry I got in a little late. They had to accept it all and all that other stuff. My apologies, guys. Didn't mean to hold you up.
All good. We were just getting ready to close out the show, and I saw you jump on. I'm like, I better see. But hey, you were able to bring home a win here. Sounded like it was your first race in the league?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, made it a little challenging with the dueling 16 paint schemes there, but you were on the right side of that one.
Yeah, I noticed that once I got behind. I'm like, wait a minute. That looks like my car.
But how is it racing here in this Gunr4SR league here?
I enjoy it. I know I got quite a few pals in here, so I enjoyed it first time as show. Good friends with Kevin, good friends with Gilmore. So my experience first time, great group of guys. I have nothing bad to say at all, period. This is just Daytona. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, it definitely is. You're able to kind of wind up in the catbird seat there, so to say, as that two-car tandem drove away, which allowed you to bring home the victory.
Lock bumpers and set sail. I said, just hold on to it, and we're gonna go. Once I locked onto him, I wanted to make sure I was clear first before I got down. I know he jumped down in front of the what's his name?
The 00.
Yes, thank you. My bad. I didn't want to cut off his nose because now me and the 00 are working good with each other too as well on that pit stop, the final pit stop before the end there, and so I got comfortable first time in the Chevy on a super speedway. Normally I'm in a Ford or a Toyota, so it was a little challenging a little bit. I noticed with that point on the nose, but great job to I guess that was the 47 that I was shoving. Holding his line, doing good. I told him be smooth and we'll go ahead and get it there to the end. Then I realized we pulled a second and a half away on them, and all I heard was wrecking in turn 2 or wrecking in turn 3. And then we're like, okay, well, now I can just battle you side by side and see who's got the better momentum.
Yeah, definitely. You were able to bring the momentum through the tri-oval and get to the start-finish line first. Anybody you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight for your?
I want to thank the league here for allowing me to race here tonight. Sorry that my buddy Xavier couldn't get in. He applied a little bit too late and they didn't catch it to the last minute. So would have liked for him to be here, but he was out there watching. So shout out to him. Shout out to Gilmore. Shout out to Kevin Roy. Shout out to the league owners, the admins here, and then you guys for putting on the show, taking your time on a Tuesday night to come out here and broadcast this great event here from Daytona.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats once again, and maybe we'll talk to you later in the season.
Yes. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
All right. So with that being said, driver interviews are complete, and we will wrap this thing up here from Daytona. I want to thank the drivers of the Gunr4SR Racing League for allowing us to do that. But from all the drivers and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I want to wish you guys a good night, and we'll see you next time.